While the general public is arguing about Ozempic, a different category of compound is being quietly dialed in by people who track their body fat with DEXA scans and their glucose with continuous monitors. Retatrutide is not a diet drug. It is a triple receptor agonist, hitting GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon at the same time, and it is currently the most potent metabolic engineering tool in human clinical trials. Nothing else on the ladder comes close. Here is how the mechanism actually works. GLP-1 agonism is the foundation. It crushes food noise, slows gastric emptying, and tanks appetite at the hypothalamus level. GIP comes in second and smooths out the insulin response, which is a big part of why nausea is more tolerable here than on semaglutide alone. Then there is the third receptor, glucagon, and that is where this compound separates itself from everything else in the class. Glucagon receptor activation directly ramps up lipolysis and increases resting energy expenditure through thermogenic pathways. In isolation, that would spike blood glucose. But because the GLP-1 and GIP arms counterbalance the glycemic impact, you get the metabolic acceleration without the blood sugar chaos. You are no longer just restricting calories. You are forcing the body to burn more at baseline, which is a fundamentally different lever. In the trenches, the protocol starts at 1 mg per week and steps up every 4 weeks toward a ceiling of 12 mg. The titration schedule exists for a reason. Phase 3 Triumph data reported average weight loss up to 28% at the highest dose, but the difference between 8 and 12 mg is roughly 1% more fat loss and approximately double the side effect burden. Biohackers running this for body recomposition tend to park between 4 and 8 mg and build the protocol around that dose. The non-negotiables in any serious stack are high protein intake targeting around 2 grams per kilogram of body weight, and consistent resistance training with mechanical tension on the muscle. Without those two anchors, DEXA data shows meaningful lean tissue loss alongside the fat. Compounds like tesamorelin and MoC are popular additions for visceral fat and mitochondrial support, but the rule is to get retatrutide dialed in before layering anything else on top. The biological costs are real and they need to be managed. The glucagon receptor drives an elevated resting heart rate and occasional cardiac flutter, and that cardiovascular load demands monitoring. Nausea hits roughly 40 to 50% of participants at therapeutic doses in the Triumph trials. And because this compound is not FDA approved, sourcing is the Wild West. The gap between a verified third-party certificate of analysis from an HPLC-tested batch and an unverified research chemical is the gap between a protocol and a gamble. Right now, retatrutide is in Phase 3 trials under Eli Lilly's Triumph program, with Phase 3 data already publishing results. The clinical picture also includes an 82% reduction in liver fat at 24 weeks, which puts it in a category of its own for metabolic disease. The honest verdict is this: retatrutide is probably the most powerful chemical tool available for fat loss and body recomposition, but its potency demands a level of protocol discipline that dwarfs the effort of simply running it. The compound does not do the work. It amplifies the work you were already disciplined enough to put in.